No, I can't see it. What is the name of the episode? You didn't give me a
I
name.
do.
You gave me a name?
What you heard on your whistle now?
What did I write on there? Oh, here I go.
Special podcast
Alive, hey.
where Honorable Mayor came with.
All right, let me get to my page. Good evening, everyone. Give me a second to share, and while I'm sharing, you all do some sharing. We can share for each other. How about that? Share to your groups. Waiting for my YouTube people to come on. I was pleasantly surprised to have people tell me that they watch my YouTube. So, guess if you ever can't get on Facebook for whatever reason, please make sure that you just jump on Facebook and like, subscribe to 810 News Media Group. And right now, while you are watching, I want you to go to 810 News Media Group. And if you haven't already, please go and um, and follow 810 News Media Group. We thank you for all the support that you show us in the community. And we are out there in the community trying to do our best and report what we see with a little tea, of course. I can't just give straight reporting. It always has to have a little honey on top of it. So we're going to get started in just a second. Just a second. The most honorable will be joining us soon. But I said I wanted to, I had to, it's a few things that I wanted to talk about today. And thank you all for tuning in. Hey, Miss Love, Miss Miller. It's a few things that I wanted to touch on first. First of all, let me tell y'all something. And if you follow ATN News Media Group, you've heard me say that I have embraced the fact that I am now auntie. I'm no longer um, in the dime category or the pop, lock, and drop it category. I'm the auntie of the group, and I've embraced that. So I got this. I was working good with my iPhone. I think it was an 8, and it went out. It wasn't no good anymore. So then I had to go, and I got this iPhone 14. It does stuff that I never knew it could do. Now I thought I had the phone off today, and I didn't. And the judge told me, she looked at me and she was irritated. She's like, "You got one more time for the damn phone to go off." And I said, I just looked at her, because it's just different when you're in that courtroom setting. You don't get all bad and boisterous like you were when you was outside. And so again, my daughter called and about getting her hair braided, and I the phone went off again, and I tried with all my might to hide it and act like I didn't know what was going on. And the judge looked at me, and I looked at her, and she looked at me, and she told me to get out. So, I started to tell her, what I wanted to, but then I realized, after looking at those police officers and her in that black robe, that the best thing for me to do at that particular time was to get up, and get the hell up out of there. And so she told me, she said, I was trying to scurry out of the courtroom. She said, why did you have your phone on in the first place? I said, oh, Lord, she's talking to me, trying not to go to jail because, I'm an outstanding citizen. I said, well, ma'am, my children were calling. I thought I had it on silent. I guess I did. So, Judge, again, if you're watching, your friends down there, I'm sorry. I took my phone to the T-Mobile place today, um, and they showed me how to work some things. So I want to let you know, ATN will be back at it again in the morning. It's not too much snow out there, giving you the latest and the greatest news. Now, let's go ahead and get started with today's recap of the city of Flint versus Mays. Now, for those of you that don't know this, I'm going to give you the Wyntis Hall version because this is the Wyntis Hall show. The city of Flint is suing Councilman Eric Mays because they allege that he came back from being excused or not being excused or walking out of a meeting or talking too much. I don't know. It's a waste of taxpayers' dollars, if you ask me. But who am I? I'm just here to give my little opinion. Now, they got an outside judge, Judge Vicky Beatty Haley. I like her, no nonsense. She put me out, that's fine, still like her. And then they got a special prosecutor, Gildner. I don't know, I don't know if he's a city of Flint prosecutor or not. I don't know. But I find it strange that the city of Flint is suing the city of Flint because, I mean, if you look at it, Eric Mays is a council person, right? So the city of Flint is essentially suing itself. I mean, they're having a really great time with your damn tax dollars down there and your ARPA money. Speaking of ARPA, let me go over there just for a tad of a half of a damn second. They put the pictures out and the beautiful list of the people on the ARPA committee. Now, I'm just going to throw a rock and hit it in the ass. I believe. Now, I could be wrong, but you know how I said, self. I think that everybody on that list is a Neely supporter. Now, I'm telling you, let me know if I'm wrong. Go to Flint Politics Reboot. Look at the pictures for yourself. It's names of the people on there. And if let me know if you see somebody that's not a Neely supporter. That's all I'm saying. It's a paid committee. They're gonna receive a stipend from the community foundation, and along with the My Foundation, they're gonna be assisting the committee to help select the nonprofits that's gonna receive your dollars that's supposed to help you, blah blah blah. But I just want to know if you know those people, and if any of them is not, Neely supporters. Okay, now let me jump back to downtown at Mays today. So when we first got there this morning, see, I thought we was coming in full action swinging. They never had a jury yet because you remember the last time the jury didn't show up. Some of them didn't show up, so the judge said that she was gonna call for bench warrants if if the jurors didn't show up. So they had to select a jury today, and they had about 30 people down there for jury selection, and a jury of his peers, and they ended up selecting 7. Now, I thought it was maybe it's a difference between circuit court or district court. Y'all let me know in the comments because we learning together. That's what I do. We learn together. You ask me questions, I ask you questions. So they picked 7 jurors of his peers from the Flint community, Genesee County. I guess, I don't know. All I know, the 7 jurors of his peers. On that jury is made up of 2 white males, 4 white females, and 1 black female. This tea is good tonight. So that's what I seen. One of them looked a little shaky to me. I don't think she liked Mr. Mays. I'm gonna keep my eye on that one. So the first thing that the prosecutor could find to come out of his mouth today was that if Ariel came in there and gave the Black Power sign, that he was gonna ask for a mistrial. Again, this is your tax dollars, because as y'all remind me all the time, I stay in Grand Blanc. Y'all doing a hell of a job with y'all tax dollars in Flint. I'm just gonna throw that in for free. So Mr. Mays and the rest of us that were in the audience was shocked. Like, what the hell is he talking about? We can't control what people do. Like Mr. Mays, Attorney Mays, I guess I can call him today because he did a hell of a job. He said, well, how I know you won't have somebody come in here and throw up the Black Power sign and ask for a mistrial. I can't control what they do out there. And he's telling the truth. I've never heard nothing like that before in my life. But again, I think this is just one big joke all the way around. So the prosecution has two witnesses. Allie, councilwoman from the 7th Ward, Allie Roderuder, and then Officer Metcalf. Again, strange shit happened. I mean, strange things happened down there today. Now, Officer Metcalf was sitting over there at the table. Now, I understand that he's an officer for the prosecution, but he's still a witness. So I'm wondering, why was he sitting in there when they had jury selection? Again, we're learning this together. So if some of y'all know, attorneys or whatnot, let me know, because I thought that all the witnesses had to go, right? For jury selection, ain't that how that works? If you're a witness, you have to step out in another room. So when speaking of other rooms, they had, Mr. Mays has 15 witnesses, I do believe, all the council, the mayor, chief of police, Lord, I don't know, a lot of people. He got a lot of people on his list that he wants to question. Hey, since y'all wasting the taxpayers' dollars, let them question them. So what I found interesting, though, was they had Councilwoman Tanya Burns and Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter in a room. And I've seen Councilman Murphy sitting outside on the bench when we came back from lunch. And then everybody disappeared except for Councilwoman Burns and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter. Now, I don't know where they went, but I'm assuming it wasn't too far, because the feed went out on YouTube, and I don't know what happened with the feed. I know they were showing things on on YouTube, and they were showing some videos in there. Again, hello, thanks everyone for tuning in again. They were showing some feed in there on the TV, but I don't know if that had anything to do with the feed going out on YouTube. But I went to lunch today. I'm just going to throw this out there. Now, the Open Meetings Act says that 3 or more council people can't be together. Now, I seen Attorney Kim. He was sitting there with Councilman Pfeiffer, Councilwoman Priestley, and Councilwoman Hutteruder. And so, I guess he didn't want to take Councilwoman Burns and Councilwoman Winfrey Carter to lunch, but he couldn't. Well, wait a minute, it can't be a Open Meetings Act violation. Boy, he don't think, he first of all, he don't even think it's a violation of Open Meetings Act. He think they all can get together and have a party outside of council meeting, because that's what he told them the night that they voted for the job. As many as y'all want to can get together. But that's a violation of Open Meetings Act, in my opinion. Go out there and look on my Facebook page. I put the picture up when they was leaving out of Facebook, not Facebook, out of Halo Burger. And I just asked the question, they was leaving for lunch, but is it a violation of the Open Meetings Act? Go and look for yourself. And no, they can't throw up nothing about I'm tainting the jury and none of that, because I was sitting there, I was in court, I hadn't got put out yet when the judge told the jury, don't look on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. She said, don't even look in a dictionary. Once you're on this jury, you can't look at nothing else. You can't talk to nobody about what's going on here. So I'm not tainting the jury, but I do think that was violation of the Open Meetings Act. I just put it out there. I let y'all decide as residents. So they go back to the case, and they got to talking about the April 25th, 2022 meeting. And she couldn't go on YouTube if you guys want to go look it up. And Council Rules 27.1, they was focusing on that. I don't know what it says. Go look it up if you want to know. Now, the prosecutor Attorney Gildner, he said that you only get one warning. And then the second time, you got to go. And that's what he said, Mickey. That's what he said. And so he said Councilman Mays' first warning was when he swore. And then the second warning, I didn't ever hear what he said the second warning was. Now, he got to running around and rambling, and they tried some more stall tactics, said, well, he didn't know who all was on the witness list. And May said, I gave that to you back in November. I mean, they know they done messed up pretty much. So after he got through with that, Councilman Mays alleges that, and after I got put out, I still was sitting there on the floor with my ear up against the door so I could hear. And so Councilman Mays, he had said that he asked to be excused in the meeting, right? Okay. And this is when Councilwoman Allie Hinton-Booker was on the stand. And he said, can I be excused? Do you have to ask for permission to come back? Allie said, no. Again, we learning together. Put it in the comments. Y'all help me, I help you figure this mess out. Now, why would Councilman Mays have to ask for permission to come back, but not the rest of them? I mean, that's just something that makes you wonder. And then we talk about, she said that she didn't tell him that he could be excused. But when they played the tape, he asked for permission, and she said, okay. Now again, I said to myself, I'm gonna give Councilwoman Hoover the benefit of the doubt. And I said, self, let's say, for instance, your child comes in, one of my girls come in and they say, Mom, can I have a cookie? And I say, okay. Well, my girls are going to go get the cookie because Mommy has said okay. Okay to me means yes. Third time tonight. We are learning this together. Put in the comments. Let me know. Okay means yes, don't it? Okay means yes. So now that's what happened to me in the courtroom today. I'm telling you, I'm, she about to get put out too. So then we go on, and they asked. Let me see, because I got notes. I was trying to take notes and stuff for y'all today. Liddell had asked to be excused. Allie told her yes. They said something about, do you have to ask to come back? Now we talked about that. And then they said no. So then Eric asked her, well, why? Well, ain't that some type of discrimination? Now, why would you? Everybody else don't have to ask to come back, but I gotta ask to come back. Make it make sense. It made absolutely no sense to me. First of all, I think they all grown. I don't even know why they asking for permission to go use the bathroom. Anyway, you gotta go to the bathroom, get up, go to the damn bathroom. They always saying something about he up and he walking around. Hell, his back may be hurting. They be there for 12 hours anyway. I have to get up and walk around too. You see, Eva had DoorDash come in the other day and give us something to eat. That's how long they be there. So I'm just saying, yeah, they want to be adults, but they're spending too much time focusing on how to get Councilman Mays than trying to help you, the residents of the city of Flint, in my humble opinion. Another thing that pissed me off today. Now, 810 News Media Group, we the real damn deal. We the number one network in the city. We got press passes behind our names. Okay? So I'm asking, at lunchtime when we was break for recess for lunch, I asked Councilman Mays, would you like to make a statement for the press? He turned to me and he looked and he said, no, not at this time. Respected him for that. That's what he was supposed to say. He's not really supposed to talk about it while it was going on anyway. So then the three students came down the hallway. I said, Dennis, would you like to give a statement for the press? He said, no. Okay. I said, Allie, would you like to give a statement for the press? She didn't say anything. I said, Councilwoman Judy, would you like to give a statement for the press? She said, Wyntis, you not no real press. I said, you not no real councilwoman. And she said, well, I'm elected. Barely. You see how they feel comfortable talking to people? This is how your council people talk to people. I think it's wrong and they disrespectful, but they down there suing Mr. Mays for being disrespectful. Now they adjourn today and they will be back tomorrow at 8:35. And if the weather is not too bad tomorrow, I am going to go back down there. My producer and I, best producer in the world, shout out to Mickey Joy, 810 News Media Group. And I am going to see what's going on. Like I said, this is going to be a good trial. It's probably going to last for a little while because it's going to take Attorney Mays to. Jamaica said, wasn't she trying to be your friend a few months ago? Hold on, Mamika. I seen her over at the library when they had the state representative forum. Child, she came up to me and she said, oh, Wyntis, is so nice to meet you in person. I just want you to be on the Judy train. I said, well, I told her something. I said, you got to learn how to do something first. And she was just smiling. And now she just flipped me off. She got a little flippy. Baby, let me tell you. Now, Judy said she never watched a council meeting before she got elected. We can tell because you don't know what the hell you're doing. But one thing about them political tables, baby, they always turn. So hats off to you, Councilwoman Judy Priestley, because them tables is going to turn on you too, boo. Just watch and see. Now, let me just woosah for a minute. Oh, and I also didn't know that Councilman Mays, I do believe I heard this right because they had called on the stand today. They had Allie, they had Officer Metcalf, and he said that they asked him. They said, "Well, why did you come? Why did you? Why was you there? Why did you come up there to remove Councilman Mays?" And he said, "Well, I was called here to, maybe escort him out." And Councilman Mays said, he didn't do anything. He wasn't leaving unless he was arrested, and he didn't really want to arrest him. But he called the chief. Now, if I heard correctly, I believe that he said he arrested Mr. Mays. Now chime in because I didn't know Mr. Mays had got arrested that meeting. So I'm just saying I didn't know that. So then they had Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter. She was the last witness for today. And they asked her about the rules. And the answer that she gave about the rules and the answers that the other Allie gave about the rules is not making any sense to me. Now, if they got the same, first of all, they keep changing the rules to try to get the Mays. They tripping they own selves up. And I say they because it's council. I mean, it may not be all of them, but they are all encompassed under the same umbrella, they council. And they tripping their own self up by trying to get him. Concentrate on the residents. Concentrate on the ARPA money. Concentrate on what the little man's doing downstairs. So you need to do better. Flint needs to do, the council needs to do better. Period, point blank. Nothing gets accomplished. Just nothing. And that's why I was sitting here today and not at the last minute, free Eric Mays. I know that's right. Tony said he used his discretion not to arrest him because he didn't want to spend the night in jail. So he ticketed him and said, that's still just as bad. He still got a ticket, the same thing. I mean, he was still like disciplined for his actions. So I was just perplexed at watching whatever that was that I watched last night on Spectacle Productions, and that was the appropriate name for it, Spectacle. And I'm so glad to know someone like former Mayor Honorable Dr. Karen Weaver. And I asked her at the last minute because I want to have some open dialogue and transparency. And she's been down there and as a former mayor and she just knows the ins and outs and what goes on. And so can we welcome to the stage?
The stage.
Yes, let's welcome to the stage, baby. You think big, you dream big, you are big.
Is it
Right here, John, right here. So yes, we put our hands together for the honorable
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Doing very well.
No, thank you.
For what?
Because it was last minute, and when I asked you, can you come on and just talk for a few minutes, you said yes. I mean, it is an honor to sit down at your table.
You know what? I'm glad to be here. Because
Thank you.
yesterday,
Mayor,
when you called me about that, I said, wow. Yeah, I'll come.
Mayor,
Yes.
I have questions.
Okay.
I'm confused.
Fire away.
I'm flabbergasted, and I want to get inebriated.
After the show.
After the show. After the show. I'm inebriated in the blood of Jesus. Amen. So, let me put my glasses on because I do have some notes. So yesterday, I seen the current administration sitting down at the table and flipping what appeared to be a Dr. Seuss book. And then as I
Well,
watched,
you know, it's March's reading month as well as Women's History.
March is reading month. I mean,
So,
girl, next time I'm gonna buy you some tea, baby, and a fan, because you do be throwing a little shade. But look, so I mean, you could clearly see pictures. I just kept
Mhm.
seeing pictures being flipped. Pictures.
and what was it supposed to be? The budget?
A budget presentation. Now, Mayor,
Okay, let's talk about that.
Mayor,
Yes.
former mayor
Yeah.
that knows the policies and procedures. What the hell was that?
I don't know what that was. And I'm going to tell you, when I saw what happened, really, it was a disservice to the community. It was disrespectful. It was a disservice. It was a slap in the face to us. You know, I have never, the 4 years I was there, never had a council not question
Right,
about the budget. Are
Right.
you kidding me?
right.
You know, Flint is a city that has been under emergency, management.
Mhm.
Why would you not want to talk about the budget? As the mayor, I wouldn't want that to happen. I wouldn't want the council to say, oh, we have no questions, because the constituents, the people of this city, deserve to hear about the money, because you know what? Those are our tax dollars.
Yes.
Those are dollars that have been sent for us that we haven't gotten yet.
Right.
So why would we not want to hear about the budget? Why would you not want to talk to this community about the money and the budget? That makes no sense. And you had three council people. You had First Ward Councilman Mays, you had Fifth Ward Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter, and Sixth Ward Councilwoman Burns.
Yes.
All wanted to hear
Yes.
about the budget, as
Yes.
they should.
Yes.
And you can't tell me, okay, I stay in the Seventh Ward.
Mhm.
Somebody else may stay in the Third Ward. You can't tell me residents that stay in the Seventh Ward, that stay in the Third Ward, that stay in the Fourth Ward, that stay in the
Any
Ninth Ward,
ward, right.
don't want to know about the financial status
Right.
of the city.
Right.
And not only do you anytime I gave a budget, Wyntis, I'll tell you, not only was I there, the CFO was there, the deputy CFO was there, the city administrator, and all of the department heads
Was it
were there.
required, or you just, made them come, or that's just how it works?
They should be there.
Oh,
They should be there to
okay.
answer questions,
Okay.
because I can present the budget,
Right.
but the CFO is going to go into detail about it. And someone may say, well, why does this department need this, or why isn't this department getting this anymore? What's going on? And you want that department head there to respond to those questions.
Absolutely.
And another thing, you talked about a Dr. Seuss book.
Yes.
You know,
A Dr. Seuss
I am
book.
Sam.
Well,
Sam
I am
I am.
Sam. Sam I am.
That's right. But the other thing is, we always gave the full budget.
And that's my question now. I've done budgets for
Mhm.
years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a budget as big as a municipality
Right.
like Flint,
Right.
but I $6, $7 million
You know what
budgets.
to do when you do a budget.
I have to have a line item detailed budget.
Right.
I have to present it to my VP,
Mm-hmm.
who presents it to the boss, the CEO, who takes it to the board. The board doesn't want to just see a PowerPoint presentation.
No.
They want to see a line by line item. How much are we making? How much did we lose this year?
Right.
What's projected that we're going to
You
spend
do all
next
of
year?
those things.
You know, how much are we projected to make, to lose? Mayor,
Yes.
what happened?
You know what?
Did you do that?
I could. Okay, look first.
Okay, I got
wait a
so
minute.
many
You
questions.
forgot
Okay,
who
okay.
I was the mayor. Now
Right.
you know they would have grilled my ass.
Yeah.
I mean my behind.
Yeah,
They would
no,
have
you said it
grilled
right.
me
Kate.
had I done something
Yes, she
like
would
that.
have. Yes, she would have.
But I wouldn't do something like that. Why would you do that? You know, I mean, I'm trying to get the state out of here.
Right.
I want people to know what's in there. I said, they don't know. I'm looking at it harder than the people from the state because I'm trying to get them out.
Right.
You know, I want them to stay out.
Right.
And so they ran this like a management form of government is what happened. They ran it like a management form of government. And I cannot believe a council, not all of them,
Right.
but a majority council would say, we're going to accept this. We're not going to ask questions. Who does that?
Flint.
Oh.
Flint.
Okay.
That's who does it. And Mayor, and I'm gonna say it, and this is my opinion only of Wyntis Hall. It looked like it was pre-planned. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Now, and I'm just gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna tell you why it was pre-planned. Everybody knows me from my political history. That was the first thing that Councilman Sheldon Neely taught me was that what you see on council is a show. The real meetings happen behind closed door. It happened too quick. He closed the book. Councilman Pfeiffer, you got the floor.
But you know
Call
what?
for the question.
Even if they did that, I mean, it seems like you say, we're going to ask questions. We may know the answers to these questions, but questions that we think our constituents would want to hear. I mean,
Blight.
They didn't even do that.
Blight. The whole city is up in arms about blight.
Is that why you have that blight? What's that? Blight bitch?
Blight bitch.
Yeah.
That's my blight
They didn't
bitch
talk
shirt.
about that.
No.
They didn't talk about anything. And so I think that's a disservice to us. It's just, I mean, it's so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful to do something like that. And as a mayor, you shouldn't want that. You should want the community to know how the money is being spent. You know, that you're looking at everything, that you're being fiscally responsible. That's what you should want as a mayor. That's what I would want as a mayor. And the council should want the same thing. Didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen. And we ought to be up in arms about that.
The city should. The city should.
And so you know what? But you can go to the clerk's office. They're supposed to have the budget there. Go look at it. You can go to the library. They're supposed to have the budget there. Go look at it. It should be online. Go look at it. Because that's what we need to do.
Then you had all of that set up where people could just.
So I guess they have it set up. I don't know what they have set up. I mean, when you can't ask a question about the money of the city, who knows what's going on? But it should be in those places. We need to go look at it. We need to go look at it.
We do.
And people need to question their council people for voting that.
Yes.
For voting for something like that.
That would be the first thing I would have done if I got out of bed this morning. I would have called my council person and said, you didn't ask anything. You
really, how dare you?
Nothing. How dare you not just nothing? You mean to tell me out of a city of 80, 90,000 people,
you have no question,
that 9 people are representing? And I do. Councilman Mays sat there with all his might. They had already restricted it to 5 minutes. Okay, you only have 5 minutes to respond. You could have gave them their 5 minutes. I don't know what they could have accomplished in 5 minutes, but
at least, I mean, act like you want an informed community.
Yeah.
They didn't even act like it.
No.
They're not faking anything. They're in your face. We don't care about you.
It's hard. I had wrote it down today. I said, we fighting, and we need to fight the people that are fighting against us, the ones that are representing us.
They're not representing us.
No,
you mean the ones that act like they're
the one that
they're not representing us. You know, like I said, some of them are.
Yeah.
Some of them are. But heck, when I had an issue, I had to call Councilwoman Burns to get my issue taken care of.
She takes
Let
care
me
of the
just
whole,
say.
I mean,
She, you know,
she takes
you
care of the
called me this
whole city. She got 3 phones.
morning, and I called all 3.
And she probably answered, hello, hold on, Mayor, hold on, hello, Mayor.
I know.
That's how she is. You
But
can't
it got
have a
taken
problem.
care of. But
right.
that is sad
Uh-huh.
when you feel like you have to reach out to. I mean, how many calls does Councilman Mays get from other people? How many calls does Councilman Jerry Winfrey Carter, Tanya Burns, how many calls do they have to get from other people because we feel like our voices aren't being heard? They're not even being acknowledged when you do those kinds of things.
Right.
And that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem.
I said to
Management form of government.
management form of government. And I said today, you know, it's sad because I feel like downtown thinks that the north side just stops at Burston. We got a whole lot of city out there that's not being represented. And we seen that last night.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
We see it when we haven't gotten ARPA dollars spent as well. Okay, but we're here to talk. Well, okay, that's money.
Well, I mean, you open the door, I'm gonna step in.
It will be 2 years in May.
2 years in May. Well, you know, now the ARPA money has been spent. They just spent a lot
it
of
hasn't been spent on the people.
You got $300. How dare you?
I dare.
I dare.
Oh,
I'm
I
just
dare.
thinking.
Oh, I
I'm
dare.
just thinking like that didn't last too long in your house. That probably was a month and a half credit.
$300, and we should be happy.
$300.
Yeah, you know well.
$300.
You know, like I said, yesterday was so blatant and in your face, and they let you know we don't care about you.
Nope, not
we
at
don't
all.
care. We don't care that we're not being educated and informed. And really, you know what? And that's why 810 News Media is here, because we're going to talk about the truth. Because we're not getting it. Because the media should have been questioning them. The media, the mainstream media, should have been saying, why aren't these questions being asked? They should have been interviewing those council people.
Let me adjust your crown.
Okay.
But I know because you jumped at it. I know, because you had that neck on, but that's why you were so eager to come on. When you said yes,
because I couldn't believe that happened. Yes, I couldn't believe that happened. And you think about it. I mean, and we had Huey Newsom.
I was just thinking
Harvard.
that.
We went. Not only did he go to Harvard, he went to Stanford and Harvard.
Stanford and Harvard.
Yes. 2 of the best schools in the country.
I was
they
talked
about him.
Yes.
And he got us out of financial management.
Yeah.
I mean, and for them to not want to know about the budget, and I'll tell you another reason you want to know about the budget, so no one can come and tell you we found some money that was already there.
I don't know who said that.
Like Columbus discovered America.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna go ahead.
Already here.
We're gonna end on that.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about that. No, wait a minute. I do want to end on a good note.
What? That was a good one.
Mayor.
Oh, that's a good one.
Save the date for Saturday, April 8th.
The water remembers.
Oh, you already know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. The sister. Mm-hmm. It's the sister project.
The sister tour.
Oh, I can't wait.
You excited?
I am excited. I'm
excited
because it was good, and it's 3 women from Flint.
Okay.
You know, you have Amber Hassan.
Okay.
You have Shay Cobb.
Okay.
Okay, what is Big Juicy? I can't keep calling her Big Juicy. I know it's Nicole.
Everybody knows.
It's Nicole, aka Big Middleton.
Nicole Middleton.
Right. AKA
Okay.
Big Juicy. And they did this performance.
Look how excited she
gets
about this.
I went for Martin Luther King Day. Look, y'all, and we didn't know what to expect, and it was such a wonderful performance. Okay. And they did it in 3 parts, and they talked about Flint, and they also did a performance about Jackson. That was not the one that we saw. This one was about Flint, but they were talking about water and the poisoning of a city, and what water represents, especially in the Black community. And they're coming to Flint.
Wow.
It's going to be free to the public.
Free
At
the new McCree Theater.
Yes. And it will be from 3 to 5 p.m. Bring your
seven.
kids. And that's what I liked. Not only is it these three women, but they have their children. They were part of this performance.
So it's like a play and everything, and they
It's a. Is it a play? It's a
It's a
performance.
learning
It's a
experience.
spoken word.
It's an
It's like all
It's
that wrapped
it's an
in one.
experience.
Really?
It
It's an
really yes. It
experience.
is. It is.
I'm excited.
You should be.
Oh, Nancy said, "I wish she was still mayor." Nancy, she is our
You know
mayor. We
what?
can always call her. I call her mayor. She is a mayor. Once a president, always a president. You know what? Karen Weaver, 2024. You heard it here first.
Okay, you know what?
For president,
Okay.
for president of the United
The
States.
water remembers.
Yeah.
You all come on now.
And-
But they need to question the mayor. They need to question those council people.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I went back to the subject. You said we
No,
were gonna end on
no,
something
no,
very
no,
positive. and
because
this is
that
very positive.
You know what? This is positive, but it also goes in to what you're talking about. Your
Mhm.
passion for the city. Mayor, still, Flint is your heart. I want to take you sometimes and shake the hell out of you.
My
because-
sister would say, "Let her do it first."
Hey, Miss Helen, I hope
She'd
you
say, "Let
watching.
me do it
I just want to
first."
shake the hell out of you sometime, but you just love
I
Flint to
can't
death.
help it. I can't help it. And one thing, especially as Black women, we don't let people shut us down.
Right.
You know, you're not gonna take my voice. We just reinvent ourselves. I'm not thinking about a lot of people. We reinvent
You
ourselves
give
and
the
we
best
keep it going.
motivational speeches.
So that's what we are going to do.
Oh, Mayor.
810 News Media.
810 News Media Group.
And right, and I'm so
And-
glad that Mickey, really, that you put this together, that you had this idea to come up with this, because we needed a platform. We need to be
Yes.
able to get accurate information out to the community, because one of the things that I always said was an uninformed, misinformed, uneducated community, that's dangerous to us and how we make decisions
Mhm.
for ourselves and our families. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
We thank you.
Yes.
We
Thanks
thank
for
you.
calling me.
We thank
Asking
you.
me.
We thank you for believing enough in us to help us along the way. You
Hold on to their hats.
You're always
Here
a
we
phone
come.
call away.
That's right.
And then I also want to acknowledge Black Money Matters. Every
Oh,
Tuesday
man.
at 4:00.
5
You-
o'clock.
Excuse me, my voice is a little dry. That's why I messed that up.
But you know what? But you know, we usually are at 5, but sometimes just like you shifted.
Right.
So I could come on. We shift.
Anytime. Yeah.
You know, because Black Money matters all the time.
It sure does. But Mayor,
Yes.
you on Black Money Matters, if you have, please go and follow Black Money Matters on Facebook. Mayor Karen Weaver and Jamaica Patrick, they do a wonderful job going out and talking to Black businesses.
Mhm.
Thank you for that. I've learned a lot. You've had some wonderful guests on so
we got
far.
some more coming. Got some more for
I'm
you.
so
It's a good
excited
lineup.
of what's to come.
Don't tell them. Don't tell
I'm
them.
not gonna tell them,
Okay.
but I'm.
It's exciting, isn't it?
Oh, Mayor, you know I spilled the tea, but I'm gonna hold
Don't do
it. I'm gonna
Do it.
hold it as
Okay.
long as I can.
Okay. Thank
About,
you.
but you got some good shows coming up. So far, you have Philip Loving
I know.
on the glasses. Oh, the
They
glasses.
come out next week. They
And-
come out. And my bag is.
She looking
You know,
at
I was
me.
going to get
The
my
purse.
I was finna say miracle.
That's right.
Miracle, the purse. Look, and she going to get it
Because I
anyway.
love this bag.
Because you know what,
Because I
Jamaica
love
was
it.
supposed to get it.
She
and-
wasn't supposed to get this bag.
Yeah, because I was
No,
gonna take it
this
from
one's
Jamaica.
mine.
Look at this. What's the name of it?
111.
That's a bad purse, baby.
So we've had Miracle. We were with Comic Book Store.
Comma,
We
yes.
were with Comma.
The only Black bookstore
Right,
in
and it
Flint,
is
Michigan.
and just like I said,
And
in
it's
addition
on.
to its Women's Month,
Yes.
and it's owner Black female,
Shout out to
and it's
Agent
Reading
Otis.
Month. Go get some books.
Go get some
Go
books
get a
from
book.
Comma.
That's
right,
right.
right.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
thank you, Comma
Yeah.
Bookstore in Egypt Otis. We appreciate you. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Thank you all for tuning in with us tonight. We came on a little later because I had to adjust for the mayor. I mean, when the mayor.
When she said she wanted to talk about the budget, I said, "Ooh, here I come."
Yes. And she said, "Can you do it?" Yes, I can do it. Whatever time you want to talk about it. If you want to talk at midnight, we'll talk. We might come back on at midnight tonight. You want to come back on and talk at midnight?
Not this night, but
Maybe
I
the
think we
next
should
night.
do a late night.
Maybe March the 32nd.
Can we do it on radio?
We could do it on radio.
I know you all hold on. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, we're going to do it on radio.
Mickey.
We're going to do it on radio with your little app.
That's
But,
right. You know what?
I talk too much.
We
Okay,
need
okay.
to end this show. She's
Yeah.
gonna tell everything.
Thank you all for tuning in. We will
Thank
see
you.
you tomorrow morning at noon for Trevor's Rant.